so he was released. The victim had disappeared for 2 days. Now, police again looking for a man with a criminal history.
Mr. Williams' criminal history includes prior arrests in California and Texas for domestic violence and assault with injury.
Now, this is a recent picture of Jeremiah Williams we're showing you. He's 24 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds, normal build to muscular with several distinguishable tattoos. He has tattoos of wings on both upper arms, the number 210 tattooed on his right wrist, and an outline of the state of Texas on his left forearm. There's also evidence connecting him to both the La Jolla and Alvarado Canyon attacks, and he's suspected in one in Mission Valley this past Saturday. So, police have been distributing the flyer and the picture. We are doing that too on Facebook and on 10news.com. Now, the thing about this, police are saying, again, armed and dangerous, don't just call the police dispatcher, call 911. They don't want you to take any chances with this man. Again, his picture is posted on 10news.com as well as our 10 News Facebook page. Live downtown, Steve Fiorina, 10 News.
All right, Steve, and 10 News viewers first learned about today's developments from our free mobile app. To get real-time news on your smartphone or your tablet, just go to the App Store and search 10 News.
All right, new at 5.
It felt like a stick that went straight into my leg.
We were the first to speak with that firefighter bitten by a rattlesnake during last week's Point Fire in Spring Valley. He told our reporter Joe Little that the snake wasn't the only danger lurking underneath those firefighters.
Battling wildfires is always dangerous. Besides the actual fire, there's the terrain and sometimes hidden dangers. CAL FIRE's Jeff Pizzillo was reminded the hard way about those hidden dangers last week in Spring Valley.
All of our emergency lighting up here.
The engineer drove this rig to the Point Fire.
My job and stuff is to run all this.
But as planes dropped retardant over the neighborhood, Pizzillo got out to help with the hoses, stepping in the wrong direction.
What we call an incident within an incident.
The Point Fire became a medical emergency.
When I grabbed the hose line and was bringing it around a rock, I stepped on a rattlesnake.
Yeah, one of those sunk its fangs into his leg.
I thought it was a stick, but then the rattles and stuff went off.
Alarms in his head.
He was a big boy.
Roughly 5 feet long. It never happened before during his 15 years as a firefighter or 14 years in the Army.
I went to the original Shield Desert Storm.
Pizzillo immediately warned the others about the snake and its 2 buddies.
There were 2 more rattlesnakes by the rock and stuff right where he was.
He headed back to his rig as the others continued fighting the fire.
When I started hiking up the hill is when I started feeling the numbness.
Doctors said his fire pants and 2 pairs of socks prevented the bite from being a lot worse. His only advice, always be aware of your surroundings. Pizzillo was welcomed back to work 2 days later with typical firefighter fanfare.
Some of the nicknames now is like Viper.
In El Cajon.
It's just one of those things that happen.
Joe Little, 10 News.
And the San Diego officer hurt in the line of duty in Logan Heights last month is back home from the hospital. Officer Wade Irwin was released from the hospital Saturday night. That's him walking with Chopper the biker dog just last week. Now, Irwin survived the ambush attack that killed Officer Jonathan de Guzman. They were both members of the gang unit for the San Diego Police Department. The man accused of that shooting the officer is Jesse Gomez. He's currently in jail. He could face the death penalty.
And now to a breaking news update. Hundreds of Ocean Beach families moving back into their homes. A gas leak forced them out last night right around 7 o'clock.
And 10 News reporter John Horn is live at Ocean Beach where people are still trickling back in. John.
A day of frustration for these Ocean Beach residents. Couldn't get into their homes for almost 24 hours. Couldn't get behind this police tape because of a gas leak coming from a manhole like that one that car just drove over. That's what workers have been out all day dealing with. They shored up the leak, but they're still out here investigating the cause. Meanwhile, residents stopped by all day in hopes that they would be able to get in. Some were allowed in, but others had to wait until just about an hour ago. Now, SDG&E discovered the leak around 7 last night. Police went door to door, forcing people out. Now, some residents who were going in were only able to get some valuables and then had to come back out. And one man who did that said he had to stay in a hotel last night. He didn't even have time to pack a suitcase.
We just want to get home. You know, all of our stuff is in there. I'm in the same clothes that I was wearing for work yesterday.
Now, while the residents can go back in, the SDG&E workers still out here investigating the cause, and also they still haven't turned on the gas for these hundreds of homes. They should be here for at least another day. Live in Ocean Beach, John Horn, 10 News.
And it's already been a long 24 hours. Thank you, John. All right, we just checked, and police are still searching for an inmate who escaped from a local jail. Demetrius Robertson was last seen at a shopping center in College Grove. Now, he broke out of the George Bailey Detention Facility in Otay Mesa Sunday. He was there for violating his parole on a robbery charge. Shoppers say they spotted him climbing a fence in Choyas Park yesterday. Police say that Robertson often hangs out in Chula Vista, Choyas View, and in College Grove. And South Park residents can rest easy tonight. Tests for the Zika virus and other mosquito-borne illnesses in the area, they all came back negative. Last week, as you can see, county health officials found evidence of the mosquito known to carry Zika in the same neighborhood as residents who recently traveled to an infected country. So crews spent the entire day spraying the area with pesticide, and they will continue to monitor the area.
All right, Steve, new information. The patrols, are they helping or not helping the homeless problem? 10 News anchor Ann State found mixed opinions and a moral dilemma.
God helps those who help themselves, says Sylvia Zendejas as we walk down this alley in Hillcrest.
Right.
A homeless man was sleeping in this chair minutes ago.
And then you wonder, do they have a mom? Do they have a dad?
She thinks the homeless problem is getting worse here, and the graffiti isn't helping.
You have children, you don't want your children seeing this.
But the Hillcrest Business Association says since new private security patrols started a month ago, they've seen a dramatic change here. Sure enough, Fifth Avenue full of pedestrians this afternoon. We saw very few homeless, but a few blocks away,
you'll just start seeing, people laying down on this street.
Raymond Coronado tells me he usually passes 15 homeless people on his way to work. He's seen no change. Neither has Sylvia. She'd like to help the homeless, but her own financial situation prompts her to say this when they ask for money.
Now, right now, you don't know, and she was tears coming down my face. I go, you don't know what I'm going through.
And that was Ann State reporting. The executive director of the Hillcrest Business Association says they don't have any hard numbers, but businesses are telling them they are definitely seeing fewer homeless. If so, where are they going? He thinks some have gone to the East Village.
All right, San Diego Unified is making preschool more affordable for families all across the county. The district announced its Pre-K for All program today. That's a new initiative that provides preschool for every child. People who live outside the San Diego Unified School District can still enroll for the program. And Mayor Kevin Faulkner says this program will give local kids an edge on the real world.
And when more of our kids, more of our San Diego kids get a head start on education, more of our kids can grow up and get the great, good jobs, high-paying jobs here in San Diego.
Well, that program is working to provide special discounts for military families, district employees, and for siblings.
Your voice, your vote. Donald Trump intensifying his calls for an investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails, calling for a special prosecutor to take over the case.
His comments come after more questions are being raised about Clinton's use of a private email server while Secretary of State. Here's ABC's Maggie Rulli.
A promise under oath at her confirmation hearing that there would be no special treatment for donors to the Clinton Foundation.
That will not influence, it will not be in the atmosphere.
Yet a new batch of emails released by the conservative group Judicial Watch is raising questions. In one exchange, the Crown Prince of Bahrain, a major foundation donor, tries to set up a meeting with Secretary Clinton through normal channels. But he was only successful once a foundation employee asked top Clinton aide Huma Abedin to set up the meeting, calling the prince a good friend of ours. The FBI also released about 15,000 new emails to the State Department for review. Those emails are both work-related and personal. Clinton has not held a press briefing in nearly 9 months, but she did laugh off the accusations about her emails on Jimmy Kimmel last night.
Jimmy, my emails are so boring.
Yeah,
and I mean, I'm embarrassed about that. They're so boring. And so we've already released, 30,000 plus, so what's a few more?
But Donald Trump's not laughing, instead calling for a special prosecutor to investigate the Clinton Foundation on the attack against his rival, while he also delicately balances his new stance on illegal immigration. striking a different tone on Fox News.
We're going to get rid of all of the bad ones. As far as everybody else, we're going to go through the process.
ABC News political director Rick Klein explains that Trump's more lenient views on immigration are less about getting the minority vote and more about making white independent voters feel okay with the Trump presidency.
A lot of what he's doing now is aimed at convincing voters that voting Donald Trump is a safe thing to do.
Trump is trying to make up for lost ground here, even campaigning in the deep red state of Texas, normally a sure thing for Republicans, while Hillary Clinton is aiming for red states too, setting up shop in Salt Lake City, a state that hasn't gone blue in nearly 50 years. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
A second U.S. soldier has been killed in Afghanistan. The State Department says a roadside bomb killed a person during a patrol in Helmand province. Another soldier was also wounded. 100 American troops were recently sent to that region, 80% of which is controlled by the Taliban. This soldier was already there doing counterterrorism training and advising. This is the second U.S. service member killed in Afghanistan this year.
Hundreds of people not allowed to vote because they're disabled. So one San Diegan is doing something about it.
And it's taken this many years to try to get it back.
The federal complaint just filed in a San Diego court.
Security video of children at a daycare, and it's going viral. The growing concern about security systems being hacked by criminals thousands of miles away.
Today marks a milestone for that little girl battling an extremely rare form of brain cancer. She just finished therapy, the unlikely symptom that nearly killed her, and it wasn't a headache.
And a cool down today, then a warm up tomorrow. I'll pinpoint how we compare to normal for the rest of the week. 10 News is back in 90 seconds.
Brian Schlonsky in the 10 News Live Center now with some new information on a fire that tore through a Santee condo. Let's take you over to this video now. Our breaking news tracker was there on the scene as crews tried to knock down these flames. So this just in, electrical contractors who were working on overhead power lines first spotted this fire. They called 911. They saw that thick black smoke and flames coming from a condo window. Thankfully, the family wasn't home. Fire crews got to this scene in about 2 minutes, so really quick. Magnolia Street was shut down for some time during all of this. Back to you.
All right, Brian, Apple fans, listen up. The new iPhones may be getting a new look. A source close to the company says Apple will release 3 new phones next year. One model will have a curved display. The screen will curve over the side of the phone. It's a design that's very similar to the Samsung devices. Apple set to unveil the new iPhones early next month.
All right, parents who use baby monitors to keep tabs on their kids are used to views like this. See, there's my legs. There I am somewhere in there. It's just usually a live picture of their child, not the 10 News studio. Well, now a Tennessee daycare owner is finding out the security feed set to working so parents can watch their kids was hacked. That feed aired for days on a Russian website before anyone there found out. The daycare owner found out through an anonymous tip from a person in Arkansas, actually. He quickly pulled the plug and called police.
We could go ahead and get newer servers And I promise you, within 6 months, there'll be people that know how to hack into those servers.
Police say it's not necessarily against the law to access video feeds. There are many websites that do it legally all over the world. And if you don't want your video used, make sure it's secure.
Move over, Donald Trump. The Terminator is back. Arnold Schwarzenegger taking over Donald Trump's CEO position on the show Celebrity Apprentice. The new tagline, brains, brawn, and business acumen. We're building a better boss. Last year, NBC cut ties with the Republican candidate after Trump made some questionable comments about Mexican immigrants. The show, now in its 8th season, will premiere January 2017.
All right, we've got new developments. President Obama is pledging to help rebuild Louisiana after record floods ravaged that region. His visit comes just 10 days after those heavy rains damaged homes, displaced thousands of people.
As ABC's Marcy Gonzalez explains, the president brushed off criticism that he ignored that disaster while he was on vacation.
From the receding floodwater to everything it destroyed, President Obama
how y'all doing?
Getting a glimpse touring the devastation in southern Louisiana.
I hope they see that so many people have just lost everything. I mean, every piece of furniture in my house is on the curb. My walls are on the curb, my carpet is on, everything.
The president talking with owners of some of the 60,000 homes that were damaged more than a week ago in the worst natural disaster in this country since Superstorm Sandy. The fast rising water blamed for 13 deaths, 30,000 rescues, with 2,600 people now still living in shelters.
What I want the people of Louisiana to know is that you're not alone on this, even after the TV cameras leave. The whole country is going to continue to support you and help you until we get folks back in their homes and lives are rebuilt.
While praised for the federal aid already coming in, a sharp contrast to FEMA's response to Katrina, President Obama also facing criticism. Donald Trump, who visited Baton Rouge last week, among those saying the president should have cut his vacation short to make this trip sooner.
But the governor of Louisiana disagrees, saying an earlier visit would have taken away resources from the recovery efforts, which are clearly still far from over. In Baton Rouge, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News.
Weather Rate certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather, sponsored by Frank Subaru on the Mile of Cars.
She said it was going to be cool, and this was like October cool morning that we had.
Really nice.
Yeah, really nice. It was really cold this morning. I had the chills.
Yeah?
But usually I'm on top of the weather. Today a little under the weather, but it's okay. We're going to get through it, right? It's been a beautiful day. This morning a little cloudy. Now is just nothing but sunshine. Coronado looking stellar at the moment, and we have a light breeze also making it just a little bit cooler. As we compare temperatures to 24 hours ago, you can see how much cooler it is. Poway, Escondido, 4 degrees cooler at the coast. Not too much of a difference in comparison to yesterday, but a few hours ago, it was about 1 degree to 2 degrees cooler. What about the dew points? Typically, I usually bring this up when it's really humid, but what about when it's nice and comfortable? When the numbers drop to the 40s and 50s, when we talk about dew points, that is comfortable territory. This is usually where we are for this time of the year, so that's fantastic news. Today, 76 in San Diego, the average 77, 1 degree cooler. In comparison, El Cajon 4 degrees cooler, 3 degrees cooler Ramona. In Chula Vista, actually 1 degree warmer, but tomorrow, we're going to bring those temperatures up a little bit more. So another warm up on the way. It's not going to be drastic. It's just going to make temperatures slightly above that average. And right now we're just pretty close to it. Low clouds tonight into tomorrow morning at the coast and valleys. Then we cool back down on Thursday. So if you're bummed about tomorrow, no worries. By the end of the week, it cools back down. Great biking weather. If you're training for Bike the Bay this upcoming Sunday, I'm going to be out there. So I hope to see all the riders. Last year was a great event and I'm really looking forward to it. There it is. Marine layer futurecast, bringing the clouds into the morning hours. We'll keep them around 6, 7 a.m. and then it will start to clear, but it will take a little bit more time if you are at the coast. Tonight, dropping it down to 65 Escondido. It'll be comfortable again. 59 Ramona, 67 El Cajon, and 67 in San Diego. Tomorrow, we'll be up into the 90s. I know there's that warm up I told you about 88 in El Cajon, 78 in San Diego. And then as we get right into our pinpoint 7-day forecast, areas of fog Wednesday, Thursday, morning clouds on Friday. Friday, but a really nice weekend. To put things in perspective, this upcoming weekend, it's actually going to be below average. So we have that quick little rebound tomorrow. We drop it again Thursday, Friday, and the temperatures drop even more on Saturday and Sunday. So if you're hoping for some outdoor activities or for that nice Bike the Bay ride, it's going to be great. Breezy into the mountains and also in the deserts.